You know what? Kids are going to grow up and they're not going to know what dial-up is.
Some of my paralegals were born the same year that Shannon Knoll was robbed on stage.
Yeah, Snapchat streaks, I think you need to grow up, man. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, Annette and I are expecting to travel again soon. So, like, after all this wedding stuff is done, you know?
Shut up, man. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Rice and Mike's podcast. I'm your host, Tung, and today we are joined by your usual two co-hosts. It is Nathan.
Hi.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
And Matthew. Matthew, how you going?
Hello.
What do you guys think of the venue? Because usually you guys, if you're watching, you would be seeing us on my sketchy-looking couch, on the casting couch at home. But now we are in Mondays in Cabramatta, who the owner, Trang, has very kindly given us the space, especially behind the bar, to record this episode.
Good. It looks good, feels good.
Nice background, isn't it? You can see all the drinks behind us. It's very nicely lit. What do you think, Matt?
It's nice. I mean, we've been waiting here for a while.
A man of many words. Yeah,
No, it's
Matt's
nice.
not the biggest drinker, bro. He's not feeling the
I look at alcohol and
the
I'm like,
excitement.
Oh, okay.
I've never been behind a bar. I've never been behind a bar before. I'm usually on the other side.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Nathan's a big drinker, so he loves ordering drinks,
In
but
moderation. Yeah.
I don't think we can kind of just like, we do have our coffees. So I don't think we should really just lean over and grab something and pour it straight in. That might get us kicked out before the episode even starts or kicks off.
Yeah.
But this episode, we have a topic that I think Nathan's had in his mind for a while now, and that is we're starting to feel old. It's not great. It's also something that I've been thinking about as well. So I do want to get from you guys, what was the moment that started to make you go, damn, I'm old?
Well, when we did that episode about us being engaged and getting married and everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty big step because, I remember like looking on Instagram and seeing one of my friends have like their third child. And then I was saying to one of my other friends, like, fuck, they're only on to their third, isn't it? Like, that's weird. And my mate was like, no, if you think about it, like, it's probably like, it's about time. And then we just sat there and we're like, oh, fuck. We're getting old. Bro.
Is 30s the kind of age people get married now? Early 30s?
No, I think it was. But, like, it's getting pushed out a bit now. But, once you get around that 30 mark, you start to think, like, oh,
yeah,
time to get a move on.
Marriage first and then probably kids a lot later. Back then it would be like kids 28 to 30. But now kids are probably like 32 to
late
34.
30s, right? What do you think that is?
I mean, for women, it's like they're more focused on the career. So it's like, when you take leave, it really does impact your career and cost of living. Yeah, I feel like those two.
But there's so much more to do now, Like, now that everyone, like, well, most people we know work a decently paying job and have the ability to travel.
Yeah, especially with COVID as well. Like 2 years was taken away from your life, right? So you want that 2 years back. And I feel like people won't have kids or settle down until they get experience that first.
Yeah, funny you say that because a lot of people do say like we feel our age right now is subtracted by 2 because of COVID.
Yeah.
Because that was like, it's pretty much prime time when we should be traveling. When we were like, what would have been then? 2020, that's like 24, 25.
Yeah.
So that's like perfect time to be out and about, living your life. But then, we're just stuck at home. And, look, I hate to bring up COVID again. Look, it's been done to death. But do you guys feel like you should be utilizing 2 extra years before marriage?
No.
No, not really.
No, not really. Not for us.
I want another pandemic.
Yeah.
Like,
you liked it?
Well, it's like a training arc.
Yeah. Because like you come out and you like, we did a lot like during the lockdown. Yeah. We were like training hard, but like, for me at least, like feeling old is like knowing that eventually you're gonna have to hit that stage where you're gonna pop out a kid or something, or like you're gonna have too much responsibility for it to be inconvenient for you to travel.
Yes. Yeah. That's when it becomes hard. I mean, you guys already have invested in property.
Yeah.
So that's already a big step to show that I'm getting old. I've got a house.
Yeah.
Instead of I'm living at home and it's freeloading.
It's a lot of money, bro. No one ever tells you, So the thing is, like, when you own your own place, like you'll see one thing that's wrong with it, and you're like, fuck, I need to go fix that. And the amount of runs I've done to Bunnings in like the last 2-3 weeks has been insane.
Did you end up buying a power pass?
Nah.
You should, because you get 5 times the flybys points.
Yeah, I should have.
But
I just, you just get so caught up in it, man.
Yeah, it's hard. It's so many moving pieces, so many things to juggle, right? Like,
we're all about bargains, but damn, you gotta sign up.
Yeah.
So it's like definitely a big piece if you're a big Bunnings user.
But you probably would have felt the whole growing old thing when you did your 10-year reunion for high school.
Oh my god, that was something. Yeah, and Matt didn't attend.
I didn't attend. I was flying overseas that day.
That's the excuse.
That's the excuse.
You were at you're at Europe, right?
Yeah, I was. I was
Yeah.
literally flying that night. So yeah.
Yeah, look, I'll go through it because when I was organising it, well, actually, I ended up organising the 10-year reunion for Cabramatta High, and there aren't really many resources out there to tell you what to do. So I was like, fuck, what am I supposed to do, man? So I went through the last year's grade that graduated and like got some ideas. They had a really nice venue. It was like some cafe in Liverpool, and there's a venue space in it. It was like very pretty.
Is it Madeira? Madeira Lounge or something?
No, maybe that doesn't sound familiar.
They're pretty good.
I don't think so. I'll try and find it and link it. But it was really nice. But then it's hard to find a venue space to fit people, and I didn't want to reuse their one. So I was like calling around places like, well, what does this place look like? How can I fit? I don't even know. It's an undefined number of people, but I'm expecting at least 50. And they're like, okay, here's some venue spaces. Here's how much it is. Maybe there's a minimum spend. But it was tough. But I ended up going for a place called Brighton Lakes in Moorebank. So it had to be local, obviously. Yeah, so eventually once I found the venue, it was really tough having to ask people because I would message people out of the blue I haven't spoken to in high school for like years. And they're like, probably think I'm like recruiting them for a pyramid scheme because I'd just be messaging people, hey man, it's been a while, but you want to come to the 10-year reunion? And I would be left on scene so often, man.
How many people did you get turning up?
I think we had about 60 something.
Oh, that's pretty good.
For a grade of, I think, 200, low 200s.
That included teachers, right? Like
yeah, including
10 or so teachers.
5 teachers.
How did you get the teachers? Did you message them? Or?
We selectively chose the teachers we had good experiences with.
Oh, okay.
Because there were some that we didn't really, you don't really want to see them. You don't really talk to them. They don't really do much to us in school, yeah. And look, the turnout was good. It was good. But man, just being left on scene a lot, it really destroys you mentally. Because I would send things out. And
you haven't spoken to these people in years, man.
I know, but like...
I would probably ignore you too, to be honest. Like, yeah.
at least just say, nah, I'm not going, mate. And I'll be like, okay. Make it hurt, a little less. Rather than leaving me on scene.
You've got to warm up for your wedding now, whenever that comes.
I mean, hopefully my wedding attendees don't give me that treatment because that'll make me feel really bad. Like, hey.
I mean, you know who not to invite now. Those are the ones who left you on scene.
I mean, that's different. Like, these people I haven't spoken to in years, so they're probably not going to attend my wedding anyway.
So how was overall the experience then? How was reconnecting with the people like you haven't seen for 10 years?
I found people were pretty similar to how they were in high school. Some people like did come out of their shell more and were like a lot more matured. You could see that. And it was just really easy to talk to people. I was really scared of having circles of just little groups of people.
That's how I would imagine it. But it wasn't, right?
It wasn't, no.
Okay.
So one thing I did steal from the previous grade was the icebreakers. So you have like the little bingo cards and it's like find someone who has tattoos or something.
Yeah.
And then find someone who has this and that and you have to like kind of go around and chat to people. So that's how I started it. And that helps people talk to each other and build some conversation. So if you're gonna organize a reunion, try to do that. And the other thing I did was I organized a Kahoot quiz about school.
Classic Kahoot.
And I think that might have been one of the highlights of the night. Like people loved it.
So like, what were the questions like?
I'll ask you, how much was a chicken and cheese at the canteen?
$2.50.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah.
Quick answer.
And I think it was like, what's the percentage of non-English speaking backgrounds attend Cabra High? What's the percentage of
Our
students in general, the whole school?
Like 96%.
I don't remember the entire. I think it was like 98 or something.
Oh wow!
It was like really, really high.
Yeah. I heard it was above 95. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the kind of questions I had, and I think people really enjoyed that. And of course, having access to a bar, always have access to alcohol, and people will
essential.
Like it. Yeah, it was good. I think if you have some sort of activities that let people initiate conversation, then do that. But if you want more tips, you can always reach out to me.
Did you have a tenure?
Nah.
You were the school captain. You needed to organise it.
I was only vice captain, but like...
Vice captain's still not something to laugh about.
We didn't do anything because, I mean, I was talking to Tung about it when he was planning his, and I suppose like the difference for us, or like the difference nowadays with reunions is like you kind of don't need them because most people kind of stay in touch.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of the people from my grade are still friends with everyone that they were friends with in high school anyway. So if you you kind of really don't have a need to catch up with anyone else, you know?
Yeah,
That's true.
That was the notion for the people that didn't attend.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. You don't really want to chat to people, but in my head at least, it's good to just see what people are up to and just to chat in general.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really need to catch up with people. We don't really care. And I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Each their own.
But it's funny to think about, right? Like it's a 10-year reunion, so more time has passed in the intervening period from high school to now than you were in high school for.
That's what's crazy to me.
So yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like that long for me, at least.
Because that's what you said, right? It's the percentage of your life, right?
Well, yeah. So it's like after a while, when you live for so long, like the one day relative to the rest of your life becomes a lot smaller every day.
Yeah. Is that how you guys feel? Time's moving quick.
Only when I don't want it to, you know. I suppose, like, look, if this year flew by, you know, because like it's already December, and
It did.
Wow. I was only got engaged like apparently I got engaged 6 months ago. It doesn't feel like
6 months ago.
Yeah, in July. July.
Wait, what?
I got engaged in
Oh,
July.
yeah.
That
And
was
then,
so
like,
quick.
4 months later, you moved out. You bought your own place too. Like,
Yeah, I'm
5 months
speed
ago.
running the whole
Yeah.
thing, bro. Any percent.
This would you say this is your biggest year of your life so far? Like, I guess. yeah.
Maybe like in like life events, but it's definitely like a significant year. But it doesn't feel like any bigger than any other year. You know, like from a time perspective.
Yeah.
Because it actually feels short, like really short. And like it's you know when people like I don't know when you do an endurance sport and you run for like 42 k's,
Yeah,
you kind of
yeah.
dissociate.
Yeah.
And you don't remember much of it. And
Yeah.
even when you finish,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, like it was actually okay. But then I vaguely remember the feeling of just being like, oh fuck, this is hard during the whole
Yeah.
thing. But it's the same thing with kind of like living through a year.
Yeah,
Because, like-
if it's not as significant, it's kind of like when you're driving on a highway, and then you kind of just zone out, and then you're just like, oh shit, I just like drove through.
Yeah, you're home really. Like, how did I get
Like,
here?
I don't remember what happened, man. Well, what if I crashed?
Yeah.
But it's just because it's so insignificant, you don't remember
So
it.
you like you know if I could recall whole days in the year, I could probably put them like on a single hand. Like so 5 out of 365 days of the year, like this year would be like
Core memory.
yeah like detailed memory.
Yeah.
But the rest like the 360 kind of just float away. Like you know they happened, you kind of know what happened, but you don't remember them explicitly.
Because it's mostly work, right?
Most of it's mostly work, but like
Yeah.
you know, I don't have a boring job, and like things happen every day. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? But I just like it just kind of it leaves, you know. It
Yeah.
doesn't stick with me.
How are you feeling, Matt? Is time moving quick for you? I mean, you're already married.
To be honest, though, you know when you
He's
ask the
married?
question like,
He's married.
do you feel do you feel like you're growing old, right? Honestly, I don't even feel that I'm growing old.
Oh, why is that? I think it's because you're very fit, right? Why don't you tell us a bit about your...
This guy is
Max?
the guy next to me. is-
Nah,
Yeah.
bro, I'm a bit pudgy right now.
No, actually, I don't feel old. So that's why I could provide, a devil's advocate to this topic that we're talking about now. Or I felt like I shouldn't be on this podcast right now on this topic. But yeah, I don't really feel old. I feel like I'm 27, turning 28
Yep.
next month. I don't know. I just feel quite young still. Like mentally, I feel quite young.
I think it's because you're a very big marathon runner, right? Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
This guy's a
How's your
faster
training
marathon
going?
runner than me. But yeah.
Well, what's your pace on Strava?
Oh, no, quite slow.
Oh, okay.
No, but I just feel that obviously days are going fast. Like, yeah, I can't believe it's December already. It feels like this time last year, I don't know, like we were in New Zealand together. But that was like 2 years ago.
Wait,
no?
that's
That was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Far out.
Right?
man.
So if you look back at that, it's like, okay, time has
It
gone
has,
by.
yeah.
But mentally, I still feel quite young. I don't feel like time's running out. Unless, obviously start comparing myself to people who are a bit older who have achieved things, then I'll be like, oh, maybe I should be achieving things too. But I don't know. I feel pretty good.
That's a good point because this is the time. This is the time where people might be like, "Oh, my back's starting to ache. My knees aren't working properly." But I think it's the fact that because we're sort of health conscious, we go to the gym. We're not feeling it as much. I think the closest I've been to that sort of theme would be drinking alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Because, man, when we were like early 20s, like fresh out of high school, we would drink like every weekend, whatever, 2-day, 3-day benders, and we'd bounce back the next day like nothing happened.
It's like you go on you have a big one the night before, and then you end up working the day after.
Yeah, it's like nothing happened. And now it's like I need I don't know, 2 days at least.
I need 1
minimum.
week's notice for a bender.
Yeah.
I need
Mentally
3-day recovery
prepare-
period, bro.
Prepare the liver.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, man, I definitely feel it, but I think it's just the cumulative effect of all the damage I put my body through. You know, because I did MMA last year. I did the marathon. No, yeah, I did the marathon this year.
Yeah.
I haven't been kind.
Damn,
to
you did a
myself.
lot this year. You know, you got your tattoo this year too, right?
That was
Earlier in
last
the
year. Last Christmas. Yeah.
End of last year.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if you guys hear this, but there is a baby in the background.
It is, you know,
kind of a bit
that's
of
just
a
life.
But you know, that's part of the ambience of
Part
being
of
in
the
a
character.
location like
and
this
then we
in
have
a
to.
bar.
We
And
have a
cafe.
live audience as well.
Yeah.
That could be Dan Matt's parts, you know, with the rate that he's going.
Oh yeah, true. It's preparation for you, right?
Baby.
This sort of noise. Yeah.
A baby. No, we're
Yeah,
not.
aren't
We're
you
not
guys expecting?
no, we're not expecting. And
To
we're
go
not
to
planning
travel
anytime
again soon.
Oh,
That's
yes,
what he
yes.
is.
I got a lot more travel, a lot more bucket list items that I want to
Yeah.
tick off before I think about having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are kids on your list?
On the list?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the list, but not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think, we both have a lot more things on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan, you feeling the same?
Yeah, Annette and I are expecting to travel again soon. So, like, after all this wedding stuff is done, you know.
Shut up, man. So we're all in a travel stage. I'm pretty
But, you know,
on the fence.
Matt's probably like, right. It's not like I don't feel physically old, right? I'm like, oh, you know, like some ways I do feel physically old because I can't drink like I used to.
Yeah,
I guess.
yep.
But like, I feel old because other people tell me that I'm getting old and that I should be doing things, and I've done them. But like, you know, you're constantly reminded that you're hitting your 30s, and it goes downhill.
It's the Gen Z slang, man.
Yeah.
Like they're coming up with new things, and then it's like that Grandpa Simpson meme where it's like, I used to be it.
I used to be with it. Yeah.
And they changed what it was. And
think-
now I don't know what it is.
I think as well, it's who you ask, right? So we're all in our late 20s now.
Yeah.
And then if you ask a 40-year-old, right, like, do you feel old or do you think we're old, us, like being late 20s, they'll be like, no, these guys are so young. How dare you say you're old, right? We're old, we're 40, we're old. Or if you ask an 18-year-old, like, you know, an 18-year-old probably don't have the same concept of age.
Yep,
They view age very differently. So if they see us, they'll be like, oh, these guys are like old. But we see 18-year-olds, I don't know, like it's all like, I guess, point of view, right?
That's a good point, because I went down to Melbourne, I think a month or two ago it was a VSA dinner. I'll talk a bit about this because it kind of brought my ego up quite a bit. So I got an email from a VSA member to say, oh yeah, great work you're doing with blah, blah, blah. Come down. Or you should come down to Melbourne. And I was like, all right, sure. Flew down for a weekend, and there was like a charity dinner. And I was sitting on this table. It's all these people that have like really prestigious roles. Like they go on these trips to Vietnam. Sorry, VSA for context here is the Vietnamese Students Association. And there's a Melbourne committee. So I went down, and then there's like this table full of people like, oh yeah, so we go to Vietnam and like cure blindness and feed the homeless. And I'm like, wait, this seems like a very, very like table full of important people. So then at the start of the event, they got the MCs. They're like, all right, so welcome to the charity dinner. Just letting you guys know, we do have some special guests here. And then they start reading out this list of people like, blah, 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 this company. And they stand up. And then they wave, and people are clapping. And I'm noticing the people that they're calling and announcing are all on my table. And like, all right, these guys, they donate to the homeless. They feed people in Vietnam. They send a lot of food back. And they get to me, and it's like, Tung Nguyen, podcaster. And I'm like, and I stand up, and I'm like waving. I'm like, I wasn't expecting this, man. I thought I was just here for fun. But it turns out I was one of the VIP of the event. But anyway, the point of the story I'm saying is, when I was there were obviously uni kids from the University of I don't know, RMIT or whatever, and they're like coming up to chat to me, and they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I work here and there. And like, oh, I'm trying to find a grad program, and do you have any like tips and stuff? I'm like, dude, wasn't I just a grad like a couple years ago?
Just listen to my podcast.
And then I'm like, I realized I'm not a grad anymore. I'm kind of like 5-ish years into my career, and then they're trying to like, they're doing what I did when I was like a grad, and then they're like, hey, so like I'm trying to find a job, so you're going to connect with you on LinkedIn? And I was like, all right, fine, but I can't really help you, but if it helps, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So people are trying to reach out to me now to try and get their foot in the door. And I realize that's like such a hard step after uni, right? Well, not for you, Nathan. I know you.
No.
You breezed straight in. You had an intern.
I had an internship, but I had to slave away for it for a bit. I always tell my paralegals now, it's like, fuck, you just got it easy, man. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to work. I'm letting you do adult things.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to like slut yourself out for work. But like when I started, you know, you had to like do whatever came your way.
Yep.
That's why I know how to do so much.
You're
but like,
lucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying my paralegals are lucky now because they have that opportunity to just jump, like, they just get jumped in, like, thrown into it.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've got a team that supports them. I support them to a degree, you know. I'm not a very good... them? No.
Fetch my coffees. Oh, sorry, we don't work here.
No, my philosophy of teaching is it's like you force them to learn in a high-pressure situation because it imprints, like, the stress of it into their mind. You can't really train...
The stress?
Yeah, you can't really train stress. It's like... You know, you can train like a difficult situation all you want, but then when you get put into it with the amount of like moving parts and stress that you have to deal with, you can't simulate that unless you're actually kind of doing it.
You're talking about mental, mental training.
Well, yeah,
like some sort of physical. David Goggins, like training.
You got to expose yourself to it because, like, just imagine, like, for example, right, for like a lawyer, when you get into court, like you'll have something like in your mind that you want to say, and then you'll have a way that you want to say it, and then. Like the judge or whoever's sitting might just say, well, hold on, have you thought about this? And then you just sit there and you're like, what? Yeah, and then you don't want to do that because it's really embarrassing.
You stumble, yeah.
But like if you simulate it with them at work, then it helps them do it later.
How many times did you run into that? I'm curious.
I still run into it now. Like
you just stumble.
Yeah. I've just learned to talk slower. When I'm like saying things.
That's a good way.
Nathan has heaps of wisdom.
He always has something.
Do you ever get, as a lawyer, right? Like you're 29, now.
Yeah.
Does anyone who's like any lawyers who are older than you be like, you know, find out your age and be like, oh, you're still a baby. You know, you're still so young and skilled.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Like, does it make you feel like you're young then, or you feel like,
not really.
Oh no, I'm experienced already, or?
No, it kind of just goes in one ear out the other for me because like I don't know, it never occurs to me. It's like, it's more, because I think for lawyers anyway, it's not like, experience plays a factor, but if you don't know anything, you don't know anything.
Yeah,
you know? So like, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, it's just, what's the skill like and what's your knowledge base like? And, it's funny, because I did a criminal appearance once, and then I was covering for another lawyer that was away sick, and then I spoke to the client, and he's like, are you the, so you're my lawyer for today? And I was like, yeah. It's like, Are you like 18?
You're a bit young there, man.
I was like, no, bro, I'm 29.
He thought you got the intern.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
There's probably a stigma with age too, right? Or you looking young, they're like, oh, is this guy...
Probably.
Can this guy represent me, you know, to the best of like, their ability? But
so has that perception changed now that you
only with clients that I've been working with for a while, I think.
Yeah.
They know.
But the ones that don't, they're just like, I kind of don't want the young guy. I want this specific
everyone,
lawyer.
like, you know, when you hand your life over to a lawyer and you're paying like money for them, you want someone that's like, that gives off that air of experience and like, you know, has that look of seniority.
Yeah.
I think you need a beard.
I wish I could grow a beard. I've tried.
I can't. No,
it doesn't work.
I don't think any of us can. No, we're all like mowies.
It's just patchy.
Yeah. I'll probably get in trouble if I tried growing it, bro.
You're not allowed?
Kept.
What if it's like stubble?
Just look weird. Oh, stubble's okay. Yeah. Sometimes I actually keep stubble on for court. Like,
what does it help you make look a little bit more older?
I think it's a mental thing. I don't think it makes a difference at all.
People are having kids. How does it make you feel?
Thankful that I don't have a child.
Yeah, I mean, we all run our own race, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, good for you, but I know my timeline at least, so I feel like it doesn't impact me. But I'll be super stoked if someone close to me did have a kid, though.
Yeah,
it will be so fun.
Has anyone close to you had kids yet?
No.
Oh yeah. No. I've had one which I've brought up before. His name's Jason, who does run a business, son of a booth, the photo booth business. I don't have anything on me. We'll do a read later. But yeah, look, it's just really, really strange to me that they've created a life.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me, man.
It's strange when you see some people that have a child and you're like, fuck, how did you end up being responsible for another
life?
You
kind of look after yourself, man. What are you doing?
That's why I'm not allowed.
You know what I want to experience or want to know what it feels like is when you become a father, right, or parent, how does your mind shift? Like, does your whole priority, your whole life just focus on this one kid? Like, you give your life for the kid kind of thing? I want to know how that actually shifts. Because right now, I feel like I'm a pretty selfish person. I live for myself. So, yeah, that would be interesting. Especially, you should speak to Jason, see how he shifted his priorities, his mindset.
Well, I was talking to one of my workmates. I don't know if he's listening to this. Keith, if you are listening, he was the same. He was same mindset. He's a couple of years older than us, and he was saying how he wanted to travel with his partner, and he was like, "Oh, like this is cool. Like we got more expendable income." And then eventually they did have a kid, and he was like, "You know what? His mind just changed, and he's like, I don't mind this. It's actually good." And now his whole mindset is about providing and looking after his kid. I'm like, huh.
People also say like you're never ready for a kid. You just, if you do have your kid, you just adapt, right? Yeah.
Have you seen in the UFC that the fighter Kamzat Chimaev?
Yeah.
He became a dad and then he completely changed.
Oh, I mean, he changed when his fight against Whitaker, right?
So just for context, Kamzat Chimaev is like a really good UFC fighter. Fights in the middleweight division.
He's unhinged.
Yeah, he used to be unhinged. Like he just go in, just like I'll fight any time of the year. I'll come fight whoever. I'll kill whoever. I'll kill all of you. And then he just trained like an animal. And then he had a child last year. And then he was off for an entire year because he had like injuries and couldn't fight and all that. And he came back this year and he had like glasses. He'd grown like a head of hair. And then like he was just calm and collected. And he was like, yeah, I respect him. I'm just gonna go in there, do my job, win, and then go home. Yeah. And then afterwards, people were like, what changed? And he's like, well, I had a son, and I just thought, like, I don't really want him to think that I'm like an animal. Like, I wanted to know, like, he's got a respectful father. Yeah. So, like, I guess it does. It does really change people. Because that guy was like, he went from like zero, like, he went to the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So people think you change when you get a partner, your first boyfriend or girlfriend or whatnot. But when you have your first kid, that's like the biggest change probably, right? But we'll see when it comes around to that time.
Yeah, all of us here do value traveling. And then once you have a kid, it's like, well, I'm not going to be traveling until like another 5 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
Bro, at least like 10 because I'm not taking a fucking 6-year-old on a plane.
Fuck
bro.
that.
Yeah.
They don't get to live that life. Like, they're not going to appreciate it.
That's like putting your life on pause for a long time.
I'm not using my Qantas points.
10 years is a long time.
Right. Imagine taking your child to Japan, right? And then he's like, I don't want to eat raw fish.
Oh, no.
Fucking go home then, bro.
Take him, man. Appreciate sashimi. He wants to go to Japan, eat chicken nuggets and chips. No, we're not doing that.
No.
Bro, I'll be flying business class. They'll be sitting by themselves in economy, you know what I mean? Like,
and then the passenger next to him has to like calm him down while he's just sooking. Like, shut up, man. I'm not using my points on you. Yeah. Or maybe the kid can start churning himself. Start opening a credit card.
That's just all the child is, bro. It's another name that can be used.
so do you want kids soon?
I'm kind of on the fence.
On the fence? Is it on the fence because of your partner or your...
A little bit. I mean, she's an only child, and my parents don't have grandkids yet, and I'm the youngest, so time will tell. I'm also selfish with my time. I want to do my own thing. I got things to do. How am I going to film a podcast and work at the same time when I got to look after this stupid kid? Got to change his nappies. I don't know. That's just not my mindset right now.
But I think Siggy said something like that to us in the last episode.
Yeah.
Remember how like he was saying, because he has a son.
Yep.
And then he said, he's working for his family.
Yep.
And then after we finished wrapping up, he's like, I got to go home and have dinner with my kid. And like not like in a way like it was like a bother for him.
Begrudgingly,
like, yeah. But he was like, I want to go home, hang out with my kid. You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So, I mean, same with like my boss. He's got like 4 kids, and he makes his whole work schedule work around them. Like he'll leave early, go train the kids' fucking rugby team and shit.
Oh, that's good.
Like, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's how well individual you are to like be able to balance your time, balance your priorities, your hobbies. Yeah. So it comes down to the individual, but yeah, I think it all takes time to learn how to do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can do that right now, bro.
But yeah, like, I think all of us will be fine. We'll be good.
Yeah, we have a calendar app, so that's like somewhat. You can organize it. It's fine. Yeah.
You should just bring back communal care of children. You have the child.
Oh, like a tribe.
Bring back the 5K
Remote
bonus
tribe.
from Centrelink.
Oh, the baby bonus. All right, that'll get you nothing, bro.
Get me a pram.
Thinking of that, I remember seeing on a current affair like 15 years ago when I was a kid, there was like some lady who was like adopting, I think it was like 10 or 15 babies just so she could cash in on Centrelink. I think it was like $1,000 a week or something. And I don't know. I wonder
No,
what she's up
they
to.
did that back then. Yeah,
That
it
is
was
crazy.
very.
I wonder what
common.
she's up to.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Have you ever seen old ads from like back in the day, and then you're like, oh shit, like I forgot how good ads used to be. Do you remember that McCain's ad where
What?
it was for
McCain?
corn?
You done it again?
Was it? I think I
Which
don't know.
one?
It's the one for it was corn. It's
Oh, it's corn. Yeah, the
Yeah,
rain's
remember?
coming.
The rain,
Yeah,
Marge, the rains are
corn's
coming.
too juicy, and kids don't get that. You know what? Kids are gonna grow up and they're not gonna know what dial-up is.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
don't
like
know what it is.
yeah, they don't. Actually, some of my paralegals were born the same year that Shannon Knoll was robbed on stage. So like they've
Not
never
the
seen
Australian
it, you
Idol.
know? They don't know what. I mean, I had a paralegal who didn't know what. Like back before disposable cameras became a big thing, they got it in their hand. They're like, how do I use it?
Yeah, I make jokes, and some of my younger workmates don't get it because they'd be like, "Oh, can I call you?" And I'm like, "I can't, man. I'm capped." And they're like,
So
"It's not even mean, bro."
on the topic of like going old, so you know when you talk to younger colleagues or
Yeah.
friends, does it make you feel old?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Because you don't speak the language, you don't say.
I feel like I'm the Onichan, bro.
Yeah, but I had a paralegal tell me that like Flume is for old people.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, hell, hold on. bro.
Even Facebook's for old people.
Yeah, well, I think Facebook was kind of like getting for old people now, like when
But
we
it's
were
so
young
great.
too. It is it's
Marketplace.
Yeah, yeah.
You sell anything on there for free.
That's an old people thing, man. Like I only buy furniture off Marketplace.
And Instagram's the new main platform, right?
Yeah, no one.
they
uses-
actually use Snapchat a lot. The kids use
Oh,
Snapchat. a lot.
Snapchat, yeah,
it's
yeah.
huge.
I thought that
Amongst
was
the younger kids.
I think for us it was dying down,
yeah,
right?
it's not. Yeah,
Our gen.
There's too much commitment, bro. I can't take photos that often.
Well, no one's doing streaks.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you're still doing streaks now.
I don't, but
yeah.
I don't have.
I have a huge stick with.
Matt still.
one
Do you
of the
still have
live
one?
audience over there. That's like 2,000.
With who?
So Matt has a streak
Ah.
with someone in the audience member today. Her name is Renee. You're still on 2,000?
Hey Renee, what's our Snapchat streak?
She's getting the number.
How
She doesn't
many?
want
How,
to do-
2,000.
How many
No,
days
do
is
you want to come up to the mic? Renee, do you want to come up to the mic?
5.8 years.
5.8
We'll get her-
years.
She's not on camera. She's not on camera, but we'll get her to chat. So Renee's on the mic now. Hi, Renee.
Hi guys. So our snap streak is at 2,124 days, which is equivalent to
What's the
5.8, roughly 5 years, almost 6 years.
Almost
So-
Why do you
Yes.
still have a Snapchat streak? Isn't that kind of?
I don't know. Actually, I think it's good because it keeps you in touch with someone. Like we don't talk
Yeah,
ever.
literally. Like I've seen her like twice
I think
this year.
it's good because you get to keep up with them and you know what they're doing with
Yeah,
their
yeah.
life and
Snapchat sees it first.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I know MK goes to the gym every day, you know,
Oh,
and
nice.
then I
Oh,
know
so
when
does
he
everyone.
goes for a jog with A-Rod
Yeah.
or yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Great. Thanks, Renee.
Yeah.
So that's Renee in the crowd. I probably should have used the second camera to film her for that part, but it's okay. We'll do that. We'll do that next time. Yeah, Snapchat streaks. I think you need to grow up, man. It's not cool anymore. It's not cool.
Please don't shame me for it.
Opened
everyone.
Snapchat for like years. No, not years. Probably like just this year I haven't opened Snapchat.
Do you still get notifications? Because I still send things here and there.
Yeah, I get notifications.
Do you open them?
Bro,
I send Nathan some Snapchat sometimes. He just never opens the phone.
sometimes I have like just a wall of notifications because like at work sometimes I'll get like jammed up and then I won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
And if you imagine like my day consists of answering like hundreds of emails sometimes.
Oh,
So
man.
if I get home and I see like notifications, it feels like I'm answering emails again. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't be
yeah.
fucked.
No, for sure you got to draw that
Yeah.
boundary too. Like it's not important. It's not urgent to reply to
Yeah.
a Snapchat. So yeah, for sure.
I've got like I think and it's probably sent me like 400 TikToks I haven't opened on TikTok either. You know, like
I used to have a Snapchat streak, and it,
yeah,
at least a year. It's like 300 plus.
yeah.
There's always that one person who's always sending you reels during the workday, and that's me. and also someone else that's always sending like hundreds of Instagram reels. Yeah, always. Hello, audience member. Can I help you? Oh, sorry. Sorry. We got some hecklers in the audience today.
Boo wins.
Into us.
Yeah, he's missing a tattoo.
What?
I mean, like, you know, part of growing old is getting a tattoo.
that's true. That's
and
true.
you're the only one without one now.
So we've got 2 sleeve tats, and I don't have one.
If we combine mine and
We've got,
Matt's,
like,
we have a whole sleeve.
And then we have ankles.
I have
got
0
ankles
tats.
too.
We both have ankles. So.
I don't want to match with you guys.
You know, you don't need
No,
a match.
I'm not getting
You
a
just
tat.
need to complete another part
Well,
of the
what's
puzzle.
okay? Everyone's got tattoos. What's the most basic Asian tattoo I can get?
Basic.
What?
What's the most basic Asian?
What's the
tattoo
most
you can get?
basic sleeve I can get? What's the most common?
You either use a
Sleeve.
combination of animals of dragon, lion, or koi.
Food dog.
And then maybe like a geisha as well.
And
Food dog.
Yeah.
what's the other one? Zodiac, right?
Yeah.
Zodiac.
Yeah. Any of those 12 animals plus the mythical ones are acceptable.
I mean, I have I think we're Year of the Rat. I don't know. It's not a very cool
Matt
animal.
has a rat.
I have a rat though.
All right, show me.
Yeah, is it? Like a samurai rat.
Mr. Splinter.
Yeah. It looks like Splinter. It does look like
Yeah.
Splinter.
All right. No, I've never really been one into tattoos anyway.
I remember when we were in New Zealand, we were all getting tats, and then you're like, that was good.
I feel like
left
the only
out.
one that didn't get
I was just
that.
sitting outside like,
Needles hurt.
when are my friends done? I want to go home.
Needles hurt.
For our older crowd, Gen Z is not going to remember this, but I don't know if you remember back in the day that Officeworks used to sell books for 1 cent each, and you had to buy a minimum
Back
of
to
5
school
cents.
sale, yeah. Back to school
school
sales,
sale.
yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember.
No.
You don't remember
I
that?
don't remember it.
What? It
was
was
just-
insane.
I used to buy loose leaves.
Oh, okay. These are the books. I think it was like 48-page books.
Yeah, it would be 48 pages, yeah.
48 pages.
96 pages would be like 5 cents. or something
Yeah,
like
my
that,
parents
yeah.
would rock up with like $2 and we just have a stack of books to come home with.
I used to really enjoy stationery shopping, going back to school.
You still have a pencil case?
Nah, but I've got like almost like I've got like a little tech pouch that I take everywhere.
Tech pouch.
Did
yeah.
you get like turned on when you saw Smiggle?
Bro.
Oh, Smiggle.
Smiggle.
Hey,
Smiggle was cool. Have you
I
had
have-
Smiggle stationery? That
Yeah.
was the shit.
I've got a fucking bone to pick with Smiggle nowadays.
Oh, what
It's
now?
like-
What now?
Bro, like Smiggle nowadays is fucked. Like it's completely different to what Smiggle used to be when we were
Really?
young. Yeah, have you walked into a Smiggle lately?
I can't say I've needed stationery from there
They
recently.
strayed away from stationery and they're selling something else. now?
Yeah, no, like they still kind of do stationery, but it kind of just feels like super commercialized.
Oh.
Like it's so back in nowadays, Smiggle was kind of like I don't know, newspaper pencils. You
Yeah,
remember those?
yeah,
The pencils
yeah.
they make out of recycled Chinese newspaper.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the rubbers that smell like shit. Like I don't know, it kind of felt like Asian oriented a little bit, but also like the stuff that they had was creative.
Do they have scented erasers in?
No, well, like now it's kind of like fucking like it looks like shit for really young kids, like between the ages of 2 to 5.
Oh.
And it's not the same. And every time I don't walk into a Smiggle anymore because it makes me sad. But every time I walk past a Smiggle, I'm just like, you've fallen so far, bro.
Yeah. now,
like-
now they're skibbity.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They're
like,
very
I'm pretty sure they got
loose.
Paw Patrol and shit, and like collabs and all that. Like,
Paw Patrol. Oh,
think-
yeah, that's the new cool thing.
it's
for
just
kids.
changed. It's totally different. I don't like it.
Is there anything else that you reminisce on that was back in the day that Gen Z won't get?
It might be a Cabra thing or just like a local area thing, but remember that monkey hoodie that everyone...
Oh, babe.
No, it wasn't Babe though.
Wasn't
it was
it?
something else.
I feel like it's Babe.
Oh, it could be Babe then, yeah.
Yeah, Babe.
The one that
Babe,
everyone
yeah.
had a hoodie off and...
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
That's still around, but it's like
Yeah.
it's actually it's supposed to be like a
Big
high,
brand, yeah.
it's a high end.
Yeah,
So everyone would just buy from
sort-
Cabra.
sort of
because
luxury.
it's like just printed on, but...
No,
yeah.
do you remember where Cabra Woolies is at the corner facing the station? There used to be a clothing shop, and then they had this like blue dragon like sleeve top. It was a button up, and I was like, "This is a cool T-shirt." Have you guys seen that?
Nah, bro.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't think
It was
so.
a blue dragon, and there was a red variant as well. And as a kid, I was like, "Damn, I really wish my mum would buy me one." It was very, very cool. But that was a really big thing in Cabra. I was like, "Oh, that's the shirt I want." But now that we're talking about the evolution of Cabra, we've seen the changes in John Street, especially when we were kids. Now, John Street, younger years, I'm trying to remember what was around. What was the trend? There was frozen yogurt. There used to be like
Oh,
six
there were like
different
8.
shops.
Yeah.
And then there was a
Everywhere.
phase of, what else has there been? Well, now we're in the phase of milk tea and acai.
Yeah.
What other phases are there?
I mean, Jay's Kitchen used to be $10, but now it's
Oh, yeah.
Jay's
$13,
Kitchen.
$14, something like
Yeah.
that. Inflation.
Damn,
They,
we-
they
we-
actually did well to hold their own, to not increase it
For as long
by
as
that
they
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
$14 is still pretty good, but
Inflation, man. You gotta adjust the prices accordingly. And now we just look back like, oh, damn.
But actually, like if you think about it, $3.50 over that many years is pretty good.
It is.
it's pretty good because I think portion sizes are still decent as
'Cause,
well.
with I remember when I first started driving, like petrol was $1.70 for 98. Now it's like $2, and I think that's a bigger jump than the fucking $3.50 per a steak.
And how about the sizes of pizza now? Like remember Cheaper Tuesday or $5
Domino's
Tuesday?
Cheaper
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Now it's like I think they still do Cheaper Tuesday, but it's like so small compared to the
Do you
large
feel
sizes
like
they used
do you feel
to
like pizzas are smaller, or have we just gotten bigger?
Nah, but
No,
they're
it's
definitely smaller.
Smaller.
Same thing with Big
Shrinkflation.
Macs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Big
shrinkflation.
Macs. Pringles too. They don't fill the whole can anymore, and they shrunk the can at one point.
Shrinkflation. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember on John Street, it was a really big deal when Subway first opened.
Oh
on
yeah,
John Street, there was a
you
time.
swear John Belvedere used to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's something else now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was big because I was like, damn, it would be really cool to have like a Macca's or something here. And Subway opened up, and I was like, oh, this is great. Come home from uni, and I'll just like grab a 6-inch and walk home. And
Also, you actually ate at the Subway?
yeah, remember our friend Vincent used to
he
work there?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever eaten there, or maybe once only during.
Oh, he was such a G, man. I was like, yeah, all right, make me this. And then he would just like overload it with ingredients. I'd be like, thanks, mate.
I mean, I think there's a reason why Western food chains don't survive in Canberra, because people don't, associate Canberra with
There are more
KFC or Subway.
Yeah.
They'd rather like a banh mi across the road for $6 rather than a 6-inch for, I don't know, $7 or $8, right?
But you know they have KFC in Strathfield now, in the main area?
Yeah.
You reckon that'll survive? No, I'm not talking Korean fried chicken. I'm talking like Kentucky fried chicken in Strathfield, in the middle of it.
I feel like yes.
Do you think it'll survive?
Yeah, because you can get a go bucket on the way back from school or something, or on the way to the train station.
Yeah, right.
It could survive, yeah.
Because I feel like people do like going there for the Korean fried chicken, and then like you don't really go there for KFC.
No, but like if you go to, usually when you get Korean fried chicken, you go for a sit down. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
the locals will probably want something fast. It's also, big income difference too. So the people with low income probably would be going KFC more than actually sitting down and getting a $25 half bonus chicken.
It's a bit pricey.
Yeah.
But it's good.
It is good.
It's good. We love some
worth it.
KFC, Korean fried chicken.
Yeah. Man, John Street's changed.
Well, the biggest thing is like that new parking lot in Dutton Lane, bro. Like it used to be just one lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was, I spoke about that briefly with Dai Lee.
Yeah.
That was when the toilets used to be 50 cents to enter. If you remember that.
Yeah.
We would just like squeeze in. All
was
right,
like-
one coin, let's all go in at the same
Yeah,
time.
it was the only it was the only fucking toilet, like publicly available toilet from memory as well.
Yeah, they monetized that, man.
Yeah.
That was tough.
And I just remember, you come to Cabra and you'd always see a balloon floating around because some kids lost it after they'd gone to Crystal Palace or something. Not Crystal Palace.
It's on that golden.
Yeah, Golden
Star,
Century?
Golden Star.
Golden
something.
Century, I think?
Yeah,
Golden Star.
isn't Golden Century in the city?
Oh, yeah, Golden Star.
Right.
There used to be the big Yum Cha place before
Yeah.
Vin Fat opened up and fucking
Oh,
started
is that the
carving
one
it up.
above Domino's?
Yeah,
That was my Sunday entertainment.
Yeah.
Is when like you finish the Yamcha, you go up, you look up at the sky, and then you see balloons
Yeah,
flying.
yeah.
and
It's
just
always
good entertainment.
Yeah. Oh man, that escalator's always been broken as well. That's something that
I vaguely remember it working sometimes.
Sometimes it works, yeah.
Yeah.
but it's always like off. And a vague supporter of that is Alan in Cabra.
He'll fix it. He'll fix it for us.
Yeah, it's always saying, "Oh, this escalator's always broken. We
One
gotta
thing at
fix
a
it."
time.
And,
But the thing is, that's
still
not.
been broken.
I think it's not a council issue. He's gonna have to
yeah,
take it up.
it's a private.
He's gonna have to
private
take it
land.
up with the owner of the building.
Yeah. What are they
Just
gonna do
pro
anyway? Anyway, yeah. Hot chips were a big thing. Takeaway shops.
Oh well, Red Lee's still around.
I'm surprised Red Lee's stuck around
Yeah,
for
we
as long as
should
it
probably
has.
highlight some of the businesses that have been here the past 20 years. Like Tan Viet,
Yeah,
good staple.
they've actually
Oh.
opened up in Darling Square as well, so they've got like a really
6
nice.
chains. They
joint.
have one like Eastwood as well, or something like just ridiculously far as well.
So they opened a few chains, not just one.
Yeah,
I think they have like 2 or 3 now. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's so good. If you just want crispy chicken and noodles. And Red Lee, I don't know how much they charge.
they're not actually not Red Lee anymore. So
Oh, they got rid of the branding.
Yeah,
the
because
franchise.
they were a franchise, and they got rid of it, but then they kept all the recipes from what I can tell.
They kind of stole the
trade
seasoning,
secrets,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like it's just paprika, but like fuck.
It was just so good. I didn't know what it
Paprika and
was.
chicken salt.
Yeah, it's
Mixed together. That was yeah.
Or you did it separately. You could just do that.
Oh yeah. I remember that just being so nice. It was
Yeah.
amazing as a kid. Although I don't remember eating the fried chicken as much, but I distinctly remember the chips more.
Yeah, I mean, I still get it to this day because I don't live in Cabra anymore. But every time I stop by, like just for childhood memory's sake, I would always get
Grab
chips
some
as well.
chips,
Yeah,
yeah.
it tastes the same. Still
Always
to me.
good.
Yeah,
And sugarcane. Sugarcane's always staple here.
Yeah, always.
And it used to be $2, I think.
Or even like for Anne over there, or what's the one near the station for Viet? or for 57 or something.
Furby. Oh, yeah.
First stores have
76 or something.
yeah remained the same
Except
too.
for 76 is in Green Valley.
All right.
Yeah.
They've got different numbers now.
Yeah.
Even all like the banh mi shops, they survived many years.
Oh, the bakeries, yeah. Surprisingly, I don't know what their overheads are like because banh mi's have always been cheap. Like
Yeah.
relatively cheap. I mean, it used to be like $2.50. I remember back, I don't know, let's say
I don't think banh mi's over 250.
10 years ago. No, I swear it was. It was.
Cheese and bacon was 250.
I think it was on special. No, cheese bacon used to be like less than $2, like $1.70.
I can't imagine a pork roll on
But
special.
it was the one across the station near. Oh, here's another one. Time Gone. You know where that
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
be? It was like used to be an arcade in Cabra called Time Gone. Near the bus stop at Cabra, there's a bakery that recently opened, and it was when I was still like early days of uni. I think it was like 2016 then. That was when it was 250.
Yeah.
It was
I remember
250.
that one, yeah.
And I was like, damn, this is good. And it didn't give me food poisoning. Because there's one that always gives me food poisoning, and it's the one where was
Hey,
it
don't
Pal
shame the
College?
business. Don't ruin the business.
I remember Power College.
Maybe I just got unlucky, but I tried it twice. I gave it 2 goes, and
oh,
they both
really? The
gave
one
me
next to Power College.
food poisoning twice. Yeah,
I that's one of my go-tos. If back then, yeah.
maybe I was just unlucky, but it was summer, so like sometimes those
Yeah, the
machines
meats-
where they have the meat,
Yeah,
it doesn't
they out
stay
long
cold
too.
enough,
Yeah.
and it broods those germs. But yeah, Power College, that's another thing.
When it
man.
was still just a tutoring center.
What happened to that school?
They moved. They're in Canleyvale.
I thought they closed down entirely.
They did for a bit, and then the Buddhist arm of the school, I think, it reopened, and it's still running now.
What a school though! Like if you were to describe a high school, and you're like, yeah, for lunch we just walk around Cabra, and walk back to this shady ass building after when we have class.
It's the Cabramatta version of St Andrew's Cathedral College, because they're the one that's right behind Town Hall. So they get to walk. That's lunch.
Their lunchtime is just whatever's around the
think so,
city.
yeah.
Far out. That's a lot of trust in their kids.
Well,
But from what we heard when they shut down was that someone was caught selling drugs or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Something
rumors
along
going
That
on.
was the
line,
rumor.
yeah.
I mean, unconfirmed. We don't know. And then the school shut down, and then we had a lot of Power College refugees join our school.
Jeez, yeah.
yeah, there were a
And it was-
couple that dispersed.
It was kind of funny, yeah. And then we're like, what the fuck happened, man? That was just a strange school. I don't think... another thing that was big around was like tuck shops. And you remember getting hot chips on butcher's paper for like $2?
Oh, right, yeah.
That's not a thing anymore.
That was
we-
less Cabra, right?
We
But
still
more.
we still have one near work where I went to high school.
Yeah.
In Cecil. That takeaway shop's still fucking kicking.
Still going.
Yeah, they actually make the best club sandwich ever.
No, it's a front. It's a front.
Hands
I
down.
think there was one at Longfield Street as well. Yeah, there was a hamburger joint in Longfield Street. I think it's still there, but I don't know if they still do hamburgers.
Do you remember Liverpool being like safer when you were younger? 'Cause I do.
Yeah, it was a lot
I
safer.
feel like I've never really felt threatened in this area.
No, in
Or real-
Cabramatta's kind of gone up in safety level, I reckon, but Liverpool's kind of gone down.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to hang out at Liverpool a lot, like near the Westfield,
Yeah.
and like it felt like really safe. But now, like, it feels kind of sus.
Maybe the lighting's gone down.
No,
Let's turn up a
Or
little.
maybe we were just young and dumb and we had no sense of danger back then. Too.
Oh, you're more aware now.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Maybe. I
But
don't know.
no, I mean, it's like most of the roads are now 30 kilometers, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just a pain driving through Liverpool. I think it's the suburb with the most accidents in all of New South Wales or something along
I
those
thought it was
lines.
Eastwood.
No, Liverpool I think tops it. That's why all the roads are now 30, or like a lot of it in between the hospital,
Oh.
Westfields. It's so bad driving there.
Very loud.
It's not too bad. I feel like I've driven through Livo a couple times in it. There weren't as many hazards as the time. I've been to Eastwood like 3 times driving, and every time I've gone there, there's been at least like 4 or 5 hazards I've had to avoid.
Really?
Because people just turn out of nowhere. There's signal
Yeah.
and just turn straight away. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, slowly get out of your parking spot. Don't just zoom out.
It's too far to travel for me.
I don't know.
I agree. We used to
People are
like
crazy.
once every 2 weeks actually. And it's I could.
Do you run into hazards that often?
Not because I go often now. I don't see it as much. But the first few times I went, I was like, "Fuck, these guys are just as bad as Cabra."
Yeah. Cabra's pretty bad as well, I think.
Yeah.
There's
Campsie is actually pretty bad too. Campsie with all the Asians there.
I haven't tried.
They can't drive.
But yeah, Cabra's is always hazards. People will just double side parking. That just annoys me, especially on John Street because it's one
yeah.
way. And people just sit there and wait for a spot and like, get
Makes
out
it
of the
easy
way,
to cross
man.
the road though.
Like, get out of the way. You're blocking me.
Speaking of driving, have you found that you have been put into a situation where you need skills that you haven't had in your adult life? Like, for example, if you've had to go to an inspection before, you kind of walk in and be like, oh, this is nice. But then someone tells you to go get a builder to look at it.
Isn't that a thing with pretty much any time you're buying, you need...
Oh, you have to, yeah. You have
What
to.
is it, like the termite inspection or something? And
Yeah, building and pest.
Yeah,
Building pest,
yeah.
yeah.
But like, you know, like there's, I mean, I probably don't have this, I don't know, I don't have this issue because, I mean, I grew up in the last 10 years
Yeah.
doing these things for people, so I know what to do. But I mean, like, if I...
Oh, you've been doing it?
Yeah, I used to do conveyancing and I used to do building construction litigation.
okay.
So, like, I kind of generally know what to look for and I generally know the process. But I mean, like, if I hadn't done it, I'd have no fucking idea, you know? Like...
Well, they don't teach you these things.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, there's been some situations where I've just been like, fuck, what do I do? Like, when I had to get landlord insurance, I'm like, what do I have to get insured?
It seems like you need insurance for everything. It's like,
Oh, you don't, yeah. It's
it was like lender's insurance as well, right?
there's
something-
mortgage lender's insurance.
That's if your deposit is under
20%.
20%.
But some
Under 20?
professions, yeah. Some professions don't need
How
it.
much does that cost?
No, it's
Let's say I'm buying a house for 1 million
yeah.
and I've got 100k deposit,
Yeah.
but I need, I don't know. So I'm missing that 10%.
I think it gets tacked onto your repayments.
Yeah.
So, that's how it works. But you mean like that's stuff like you wouldn't know, you know, and like that's what makes me feel old sometimes because like I have to.
Because now you know.
Well, now I know, but I
Yeah.
have to do these things, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you ever had to do like a complicated tax return, that's a bit harder. You have to do a depreciation report. I'm like, what is
What's
that?
all this? man?
Yeah, so
See-
yeah, I mean, for Tung, it's just like gibberish to him right now. But I mean, we bought our investment properties around at the same time too, and thank God I have Nathan, you know, because honestly, going through depreciation reports, pest and building.
Oh, so you paid Nathan to do it?
No,
Nah.
but it's like someone I can bounce off as
Oh,
well,
you
just to
ask,
see
yeah.
you know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you said, like I had to learn that all on the fly. You know, I just people, lawyers or conveyancers or agents will message me, "Oh, have you done this yet?" I'm like, "Oh shit, whatever. I'll just pay. I'll pay whatever because I don't even know what I'm paying. You know,
Yeah,
I'll just pay it."
yeah, right.
And you learn on the fly, but those are really important skills I think eventually to learn. That's why we have like friends and stuff. You know, it's important to have people to bounce off these, like who's been through a lot of that.
Yep.
Yeah. But honestly, just rely on Nathan.
Yeah.
Tung.
So,
What
so
about-
it's, he was saying it's important to have a network of people in different industries. So you can always have someone to help in certain ways. Like I'm
Yeah.
always the go-to tech guy. Matt's the go-to fitness guy.
Not really. Like Nathan would be the go-to fitness guy. But funny story about the tech guy. Like I've always been using you as a tech guy for as long as I could remember, right? But I don't think that really hit me how much I've been using you for that until I think one of our old Facebook posts from 2009,
2009, yeah, I got
popped
memories.
up and I posted, like we were probably 14 or 15 and I messaged him on Facebook, hey, can you come fix my laptop or something along those lines? And I'm like, wow.
My combat arms isn't working.
Yeah, I still literally to this day ask him to fix my stuff. And it was just funny to see, like after 10
I'm
years,
still the
I'm
same
still
guy.
asking you,
Yeah.
and you're still fixing stuff for me. So
Oh,
you're not
man.
fixing me, but you're fixing stuff for me. Yeah,
Fixing, yeah.
So yeah, have a network. That's pretty cool.
Well, another thing is taxes, man. You don't understand this as a kid. Because I was
No.
like, well, it's all free because I'm paying under 18 grand. And then you get thrown into your proper full-time job. You're getting taxed properly. And then people are like, oh, you know, you can get it's tax deductible. And I was like, wait, does that mean it's free? Like, yeah, it's free, bro. So I'm like, wait, why don't I just like donate like $1,000 to this charity and I get it all back right at tax time? Like, yeah, do that, mate. And then I realized, I was like, that's not how it works. It's not free. You only get a percentage of it back. But we're not going to go through it. But it's just little things misconceptions you get as you're young, and also getting taken advantage of at your first few jobs.
Yeah.
Getting overworked. Hey, Strays,
Yeah.
Hungry Jacks. Like,
I don't
hey,
think we were that overworked though. We were chilling. You reckon?
but still,
I have good
looking
memories.
back,
from it.
man, we got taken advantage of like on our timesheets because they're like, oh, clock off. Like I'm going to clock you off
yeah,
at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
But you have to keep cleaning until 6:30 or until you're done.
Yeah.
And it takes me like an hour. And I'm like, what the fuck? So now it just makes me
That
realize that
sounds illegal.
people that are adults aren't exactly the smartest people.
No.
Or they want the best for you.
Yeah, that's...
Adults are selfish, right? They're looking out for themselves. Your managers are looking out for yourselves, like for themselves. So they're not really looking out for you. I think that's once you learn that. Like, what age did you guys realize that? Okay, people are just gonna.
Age doesn't equate to wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Would have been early in my career. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, this guy's a manager. How do you do that?
Yeah.
And they just fall upwards, and they got no idea how to manage people. That's the difference.
Yeah, so when you get thrown into the big bad world, that's kind of... Actually, no, it was university, actually. When you'd meet people the same age, and you're like, how are you here?
Well, in group assignments, is that when you learn?
Yeah.
Hey, mate, can you do your part? Oh, sorry, mate, I was still asleep. It's due in like 5 hours, bro.
I've had some wacky excuses, bro. I've probably given some myself, to be honest, but, you know.
In group assignments, you're the anchor. You're that guy.
No, sometimes. No, but, you know, no, once, for sure, once.
What did you do?
I went to Melbourne. I was like, can't be fucked. Bro.
Group assignment?
Yeah.
So how'd you get your part done?
Huh?
How'd you get your section done?
I gave myself the easiest section I could do.
Oh,
And then
wait.
I told everyone on it being the hardest part.
You delegated first.
Yeah,
You
so
delegated.
that
We
was
spoke about this.
that was the strategy. You know, if you become the group, like, you know, the head of the group,
Yep.
and then you start divvying out tasks.
They
you just
think you're
give
busy.
people tasks that make them think they're easy, and then you give yourself a task and you make it sound really fucking hard.
Especially if you're good at that task too. Like if you're good at the speaking part but you hate the research part,
Yeah.
give yourself the speaking part because you know you're good at it.
Yeah.
But it's probably the easiest part too. Like, yeah. I actually did that strategy as well. Yeah.
See, Nathan sounds like management material. That's exactly what people do. They'll delegate and give him the easiest
all
part.
delegation.
So that's why he's a lawyer now.
It's easy because I'm good at it. You know, not because
That's a technicality.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's but you know, why you could. I'm just talking shit now. You just give people things to their strengths.
Yeah.
But not really. In uni, I was just lazy. Like,
Oh, that too.
yeah, you know, I always say to my paralegals, work smart, bro, not hard.
Yeah. What's something that you bought that made you feel old?
I've bought so
That
many.
you enjoy.
things.
You're like, damn, I wouldn't have expected to be so excited about this.
Oh, I
this
bought a
purchase.
robot vacuum last week, bro.
Oh my god!
Annette fucking hates it.
What do you mean?
why
A
did you hate
robot vac is the best.
She thinks she thinks it's a waste of money. And
no.
well, you know, to be fair, at the moment, it hasn't really proven itself. We've got too much shit on the floor.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
still
yeah.
getting storage and stuff. So it's a bit like a special child that kind of walks into walls and shit.
Once it's cleaned up, I think a robot vac's one of the best purchases you can ever have
It's
because
pretty
it cancels out a daily task that you need to do.
I haven't vacuumed for 2 weeks.
Time is money,
how great
right?
it is.
As you
Yeah.
get older, time is money. So if your robot vac can do what could save you time, that's money.
Yeah.
That's money.
Oh, here we go. Back to the crypto, bro. If you earn $200, that's equivalent to like $50 that you're wasting.
Yeah.
So you gotta was it outsource it, which is what we spoke about last time.
I was so stoked with buying a set of knives too.
Oh, a good knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mad. Basically, like, you know, they're things that I just never would have got excited about before.
Well, one of the big purchases I really liked was a wireless vacuum, the Dyson V8.
Ah, yeah.
We have one.
Not endorsed,
Vroom,
but
vroom.
damn, that is a good vacuum.
Wait, we have both the same robot vacuum and we both have the same Dyson as well.
It's so good.
Same networking. This is what happens when you
Damn,
network.
I don't have to unplug this and plug it in, and it's got enough battery to last the whole
And
area.
it's strong as well.
It's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great
Picks up
purchase.
everything.
And also another one that we did recently was it's like a mop floor cleaner from, I think it's like Tieco or something. I forgot the brand. And it was like $600. Fantastic device because we used to fill up the whole mop bucket, you know, get the mop, dip it in, then you got to like scrub the floor. This
Yeah.
one's a machine. You just press the button and it goes zzz.
Ah,
And
yeah.
then you get all that grey water it picks up from like cleaning the floor. And I'm like, oh, this is a bit disgusting. But it's so much easier because it's just one device now.
Free chocolate milkshake machine, bro.
How much would it take for you to drink that? Take a shot at it.
I don't know, bro. Just give me
What,
a
the
number.
grey water?
Yeah, when you clean the floor.
Give me a number.
Probably 50 grand.
$50?
I'll do it for 50 grand.
50 grand.
Oh, come on, we're asking for
Oh,
a bit.
come on. I think I'd even do it for $1,000. I think $1,000's probably like, that's good enough.
Depends on
to
where the
vomit
gra-
over like some floor water.
Depends
$1,000's good enough.
Depends where the grey water came from, bro.
Yeah.
Your floor. So it's kind of like your
Oh,
own.
my floor's okay.
It's your own, foot juice and dust.
I mean, I say 50 grand, but if someone had like 5 grand in a suitcase right now and said drink it, I probably would.
5 grand.
Yeah, 5 grand. Could get me far. Yeah.
Just one.
Oh,
shot.
yeah, mate. Yeah, look, but I think a floor cleaner has got to be a fantastic purchase
Yeah.
because you don't have to go through that manual mop
Yeah,
and
but-
bucket thing.
Once you start getting excited over appliances and shit, you're old.
See, that's the difference, right? It's appliances. I think that's where the baseline starts on when you get excited about being an adult.
Yeah.
Like, oh, a mixer. This is insane. A NutriBullet? Okay, this is where it gets fun.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to like squeeze these little oranges. I can just chop them up and throw them into the mixer and make a fruit
It's
juice.
the best.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, your favorite appliance in the kitchen?
In the kitchen.
Yeah. That you got excited about buying? Maybe it was a toaster.
Not really. To be honest, I get moderately excited for all of them too. Like you said, like the vacuum, the new like wok we had, or
Oh yeah.
To
Good
cook
good
food.
pans of woks are good.
Yeah. But I don't get overly excited. I just get moderately excited because I also like hate spending money. So I'm like, fuck. Like I bought something good, but
But if
I'm
it's
not that
something you
excited because I
use
just blew
often, then you'd want
$300
to
on it.
spend more for it, right?
yeah. But I'm not moderately excited. I mean, I'm moderately excited, not overly. But I'll come back to you for the kitchen one. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, how excited does Kmart make you?
I don't get excited.
I don't get excited.
You don't like Kmart?
I don't like
I think
it.
I just don't like spending money. Like, like I hate
I mean,
walking in and then walking
well-
out with like I'm over that phase where I walk in and then come out with something random. Where like
Yeah.
my partner Sophia, she'll walk in and she'll come out with like candles, books,
That's why
whatever.
buy some
yeah.
cups, even though we don't need it.
Yeah, random
sure.
tools and stuff. But
I
Yeah.
get more excited with singular big purchases.
Like,
that I
well,
think
what's
about.
something?
Well,
That's-
like the
robot vac?
robot vac. Yeah.
Which one did you get?
The Dream D10.
Oh, is that the one with the emptier? The
Yeah,
station?
auto empties, yeah.
Nice. Well, I've gone to appreciate spending more on something that works well,
Oh yeah.
like a toaster, because I've been using a Kmart toaster for some time, and those are like what, $7 or
yeah, I
something.
still have that. It literally nearly
It's-
burnt my place down yesterday.
It's so bad, man. It's so bad.
I was trying to toast some sourdough and then literally started smoking up, and then I had to like block the smoke alarm. I just started fanning the smoke alarm. Wow, it was bad.
I've gone to appreciate. I can spend a bit more for something that works well because it doesn't evenly toast the bread.
Yeah.
It sounds so minuscule, but like I've spent a bit more on like a less than $50 toaster, and now the toast comes out nice and even. It doesn't break. It's made out of solid material, not this white, disgusting looking plastic. And I love it because I use it a lot of the time.
One thing I don't really get excited over like items, but like, I get excited over experiences like obviously, I mean everyone does, but like travel or doing like booking a marathon to do for next year.
Marathon, yeah. Was that something you might have been excited about in high school?
Excited about those things. So more than material items, I guess. So yeah,
You know, I've missed playing sport as a kid.
you miss
Just
like
play
it?
sport.
No, like-
just play sport now.
No, I'm saying no. We used to play like touch footy as we were kids, and it's just a different time in your life. And we're like, hey, let's ride our bikes to this park and just play like touch footy, and it was just such a carefree day.
Come play with us now, bro. You just have to run.
That's just running. That's not fun.
I don't know. We could play something. What do you want to
Yeah,
play?
we could play like spot. What
do you wanna play?
That's what it. Tips.
I'll play tips.
You wanna play
Play
tips?
tips, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've really enjoyed reverse hide and seek. It's a good game.
Let's reverse hunt seek.
So one person hides.
Ah.
Everyone's a seeker, and if you find them, you have to hide with them. And it's just chaotic. It's terrible.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's great. But for us in the venue, we've got a small audience. I mean, the camera's not pointed that way, but I can definitely lie and just say, oh, we've got a big crowd of about 200 minus 195 of people in the audience. But it's good to have a bit of a new scenery here. Especially judging from the last time. I don't know. In terms of randomness, I don't think we can top a creek off the top of my head.
I forgot how we got out to the creek, bro. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how we even set up the item, like the microphone, and how
It-
we had no electricity. Just
It was chaotic.
should have started
And
fishing.
There were people. There weren't as many people as I thought that would have walked past. I think we only saw like two groups look down and
Yeah.
like, what
it's
are you
where I
guys
used to
doing?
go jogging, and then I just introduced it to the spot, and like it's such a good secluded spot.
It was a
Yeah.
good spot.
Yeah.
But I really like this. It's like kind of professional, but it's also like, why is there a bar behind you?
I think we hike next year.
hike and talk.
You want to do a hike and podcast?
No,
Maybe-
no,
maybe
we
a marathon
just
and
hike
talk.
somewhere, bro.
Marathon and podcast. I'll
Yeah.
carry the mixer and the laptop and
Yeah.
just like run with the mics.
We'll set up in the woods.
That might work. Yeah. Is there anything you really reminisce about? Like, back in my day, we used to do this.
I always think about the post-HSC period. Like
About what?
the post-HSC period.
Post-HSC. Oh,
As a good period or regrets?
No,
or
it's mad, bro.
Mad,
It's the
yeah.
best.
well, we're in the season of HSC results.
Yeah.
Do they come out today for Sydney?
Next week.
Next week or
week.
something. But like, I mean, like, there's kids that are like, oh, I'm not going to do anything during my break. I'm bored. I'm like, why the fuck are you bored? You can do literally anything you want.
Oh, for 4
The
months.
thing is that they're broke though.
Yeah, that was our
I was
issue.
broke too.
Yeah.
Bro.
There are cheaper things you can do. Like, I think we did random drives, like to random place to hike, or just like go to the beach,
Yeah.
or just hang out and just drink the cheapest alcohol we could afford.
Bro,
Which would have been.
I
like,
remember when I was
Smirnoff.
post-HSC, Wet n Wild just opened. So all the boys bought season passes for Wet n Wild, and we went to Wet n Wild every day. Bro.
Get your money's worth.
We went to every day.
So how much is it as a pass? Let's break down the cost on
Probably like $300 back then.
300 per person.
Yeah. The season pass.
Yeah, season. So you make your money's back in 5 visits.
Yeah.
So that breaks down to about 60 a visit. Oh, isn't the food always expensive?
Food's always expensive. It's gone to shit, that park now, but like, fuck, when it opened up, it was mad, bro.
Yeah, nice. I don't think I've ever been there. It would have been Jamboree.
Yeah, Jamboree is such a trick. But like, you know how you generally, when you think of theme parks, you're like, oh, I got to plan a day, like there's going to be travel and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, like we live like 15 minutes away from it. So we were like, what do you guys want to do today? Oh, let's go Wet n Wild.
And we didn't have as much access to cars as well.
Yeah, so
Matt was the designated P plater.
Yeah, one of the first to get it.
P plater driver.
you load like 10 guys into like fucking 2 cars.
That was so fun, man. They were just fun days in my memory.
Yeah. What I see is a lot of uni kids just want to grow up quickly. And it's like, why?
Don't rush, man.
Just don't rush.
Enjoy
bro.
it, yeah.
There is literally like there's nothing up here. That's fucking
This is a change. Yeah, if they want to ask us, sure. It's you got more money, yeah. You can
Yeah.
travel more, but I think in terms of the freedom of time, you can't beat what you have
Well, I think if
during
you-
uni and a bit after school.
Yeah, but if you rush to grow up, like you just kind of forget or you don't realize that things kind of just float by.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like the 17-year-olds want to be 27, but the 27-year-olds want to be 17 again. You know, it's like that, right?
Well, grass is always greener.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I've mentioned this quote a while ago, a couple episodes ago, where it goes like, I was dying to be an adult. I was dying to get this promotion. I was dying to retire. And then as I was dying, I realized I never lived. It's a good quote.
It is.
I'm like, I'm not going by verbatim. It's just off the top of my head. That's kind of how it goes. So the moral is, appreciate the present, because that's what it is. It's a gift. Wow.
Yeah. I read something similar online. There's a thing called the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. It's
Yeah,
just one
go
of
on.
those things that you come across when you're just
Yeah.
randomly on the internet. But the guy makes up words to describe feelings that you
It makes up words.
Yeah, it makes up words to describe
Okay.
feelings that don't have a summary, right? So it's like, sometimes you hear like, oh, Japanese has a word that describes this thing.
Yeah.
It can't be
Yeah.
translated. This guy just makes it up. So this one is called Oleka, right? And it's the awareness of how few days are memorable. And that's what like growing up old is, feeling old is.
Yeah.
The description is your life is like a highlight reel. You'd like to think that every moment has potential, that there's something transcendent hidden all around. If you'd only stopped to seize the day, you could hold on to it and carry it with you. But the truth is, most of life is forgotten instantly, almost as it's happening. Chances are that even a day like today will slip through your fingers and dissolve into oblivion, washed clean by the tides. But it goes on for a while. Like,
Well,
you
that's
gotta
the
make
main
thing out
premise,
of it.
yeah.
So, like, if you're fucking rushing to grow old, like, just all goes by. So
Enjoy it while you
don't
can.
rush.
Yeah. Oh, this is how deep we're going. This is like, we're edging towards Tumblr quotes. It's going to be like, if you had a bank account that was stocked up with $86,400 and it would go away. So, of course, you would withdraw it and then it would restock the next day. And it's like, well, you actually get 86,400 seconds in a day. So why aren't you utilizing every second of the day to make the most of it? It's very, very cliche, very corny kind of quotes, but that's kind of what we're going about here, where you should enjoy life while you can. Because nowadays, I remember I used to just have such carefree days playing League and stuff and not worrying about the next thing. Well, the only thing I'd really worry about is what my marks were for uni. And now it's like, oh, you know, I got to save up for a house. I got to plan for the future. It's just not the same. I don't really have as much time to play games anymore as much as I did.
Yeah, I haven't played a game for like months.
It's so weird. Like I've got money to spend. I can build the best computer. I can make money, can buy, but I just don't have time to use it and play as much anymore. That's the difference. I remember back then I was like working hard to save up just for like one little thing. Actually, that's also something I want to bring up. Your biggest purchase as a kid that took you a while to save up. For me, I remember slaving away at HJ's for like a couple months for an iPhone 4S. If Gen Z even remember iPhone 4Ss back in the day, it costed me $629 and I bought it off Kogan. I hate Kogan for context here.
Kogan's shit.
They are trash. I was so keen. I was tracking the delivery every day. The phone came in and there was a big crack on the screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on. So I had to message the support, send it back, wait another week for it to come. It was the most annoying thing, but damn, it felt good to have a phone that I worked for like so many hours of work. And now it's like, oh, I can afford a phone, but it doesn't hit as much as like I worked so hard for that that device. Yeah. Did you guys have a similar experience saving up for something?
I mean, I think similar to Tung, we both started working when we were 14, right? 14, 15.
Yeah.
So I think we were quite self-sufficient, like to the best we could be, earning $9 an hour or whatever, since 14 or 15. So I don't think I have one singular purchase, but I guess Japan, when we were 21.
Oh my God, it was 2018.
That was a
2018.
expensive holiday too. Like
It was.
$5,000, $6,000 per person.
Yeah, that was a lot of money.
So I can't believe I had the funds to just do that, you know. Or I think my first travel with friends was Gold Coast with Jenny Liu and co. And,
yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, I can't believe I could afford to go myself too.
Traveling interstate.
Yeah, it was my own money kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I remember 14, 15, what I spent most of my money on was NX, you know, Maple Story.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I have even going
Riot
through my
points.
stuff now, like my childhood things, I have like stacks of NX.
I still keep
Yeah, I still keep them. It's a
very
throwback.
fun memories.
But that's where all my money went. I didn't even spend money on food at the canteen. Luckily, I didn't have to buy my own car when I got my P's. So that was good. But
Yeah.
mainly went to travel. And even 10 years later, all my money still goes to travel. So actually, I lived kind of the same life.
You know, that's good advice for the younger gen. At least depending on your situation, don't min-max on just trying to save as much as you can for the next step, whatever it is. Like maybe you want to buy a house or something, but when you're 18, like you've got so much time, man, and life's just going to go so quick. You're not going to have time to do these things anymore. Because even though, yes, we were broke, that pretty much took away all my savings when we went to Japan in 2018. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah,
Because
same.
that was such a great experience
Same.
for us to just travel while we're still young. And that was my first time traveling overseas since like year 6.
And with friends too.
Yeah, it was with friends,
yeah,
as well. And there was just so many cool memories from that place. Like our Airbnb host just messaged us like, hey, do you guys want to hang out at this place? And I remember going to I think it was like the host's like main central hub. It was like a hostel or something. But it was so dodgy because it was like a really dark street and this random dark door that slides open. There's like a dim little light on top of it. And we're like, is this the place? And we opened the door and it's like welcoming arms. Come on in. And we're just all chatting about like all our life experiences, like what their life's like in Japan, and really opens up your perspective. I mean, like, we're definitely very biased to travel. Don't disagree with that. But seriously, just it makes you realize how small we are in this world.
I started traveling late, so I spent most of my like early teens stumbling through life, like because I only started working like when I was like 19. So I had like a lump sum of money, blew through that, and I was like, oh shit, I better start working. So then the whole like next 5-6 years were just like stumbling, trying to catch myself. And then I think we started, like, me and my friends didn't go away, and it wasn't like all of my group. It was just like me, 2 other mates, and we went away. That cost a lot, and then I was like, oh fuck, I wish we did this. I wish I did this more often when I was younger.
Yeah,
you know. So that's like one of the things like I wish I did was exchange in uni.
that would have been good.
Yeah,
Are there any regrets you had? Is anything else you wish you did when you were younger?
not really, just exchange.
Probably just exchange as well.
I had a very eventful kind of younger adult life. So yeah, that'd probably be the only thing. But I was like I was pretty proud, so I didn't want to ask for more money. So, so I was just
Didn't want to do that.
I was kind of just like managing it. Like I was going like paycheck to paycheck, like just trying to not live, but like just to not have to tell my parents I fucked up. Because I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I tell myself, well, at least for the kids that are getting the HSC results, they'll probably already have it by the time this is released, is not to stress about it so much. Because, man, 10 years down the line, it doesn't even matter anymore.
I've never asked anyone what their ATAR was. I don't know. I don't even know what my paralegals ATARs were.
Yeah, applicants, yeah.
No, and like I mean, like one time I said to like one of them, I'm like, I don't care what you got. You all ended up in the same place anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's
What's the application process? You just look at their GPA or?
I don't do that.
you
I just get assigned them. So
You don't do the
really
hiring.
know.
You're not part of the hiring process.
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Interesting.
I just spend time with whoever has the misfortune of being assigned to me.
Oh, okay. You're a bully then. You're a bully. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember stressing a lot about my marks, and yeah, if I could tell my younger self, is that it's gonna work out.
Yeah, that's good. Like I mean,
I might stress about it for a year or two, but
yeah,
you'll get where you want to go.
like if you got the benefit of a good safety net, like I did. I mean, my parents are awesome. Like they dealt with all my shit.
Living home, rent free. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Laundry's
Didn't
done.
ask me for anything. Fucking
yeah. It's very different when you have a safety net. I think
Yeah.
like you can't underestimate the value of having a safety net because that gives you the chance or gives you the ability to take a risk to go
Yep.
travel and
Yeah.
to live paycheck to paycheck because if I fuck up, I have a home kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So it's good.
Well, yeah, it's
very
relatable, especially for us in the area, because obviously if you're Asian, you're not going to get kicked out when you're 18. And I've always never understood that, especially in my friends that are Caucasian. And as soon as they're 18, their parents are like, you got to get out of here. And I'm like, what? That's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Why do you hate your kids so much that you want to get them out when they're 18, man?
But look, I mean, for the three of us, is probably that's what it is. But I guess like there's other people that I've met my age that have had like a totally different experience of home. Like they can't wait to get out. So it's a bit of a bit of a thing.
It depends what your goal is. Like if you want the independence, then obviously sure, move out. Like we've done an episode about that. Great experience to move out. But yeah, it depends what you want to do. Obviously, if you want to travel, then not paying rent is a good way to save money, to pay for the flight tickets. And I feel like it's gotten cheaper as time goes on because there are more budget airlines opening up.
Annette and I were looking at buying Japan tickets for like
places.
1,700 return last night. Like that's pretty cheap.
1,700. That's
For both of us.
expensive. Oh, both. So that's
both of
what's
you
that?
guys,
Yeah.
that's cheap.
850.
What,
Yeah.
for your
What
honeymoon
airlines
or-
is?
Just for fun,
This year?
maybe.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. We don't know.
What airlines?
I mean next year, yeah.
Jetstar.
Jetstar.
Yeah, Jetstar, do it.
Yeah, just
I mean,
go,
but
go for the budget ones.
That's how different it is now. Because I remember when I went to Japan first, like one ticket was like $1,800.
But that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
It's like backpacking.
Yeah.
You could do the dirt cheap
Oh,
option.
man.
and-
I love doing the whole 7
one
kilo
bag
luggage thing now. Like,
Oh, because you did the whole Europe thing in one bag.
Yeah.
And I was
It-
like, oh, that's interesting.
It was actually good. Like, it was a good experience. I liked it.
Yeah. All right. Any other advice for the younger gen as we're now about, nearly 10 years since 18?
10.
Fuck, it makes me feel old, man. 10 years older than people that are going to graduate high school.
I mean, I'm 10 years older than my little brother. He might be
Where is
popping
he?
by later.
Maybe
he'll
where
pop
is
by.
he, bro?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean,
I don't
How
still don't feel old.
about the HSC kids?
I reckon. Oh well, fucking make use of your HSC period. So your post HSC period.
Yeah.
Don't be in a rush to do anything because it's going to happen anyway. And
Take a gap year?
honestly, I reckon like take a gap year because
you don't know what
some
you're doing.
people are going to get forced into uni, and you really shouldn't be going to uni unless you need to go to uni. Otherwise, you end up with a big fat hex debt that you spend years paying off. I mean, like what? It's been 4 years since I've graduated.
5 years. Oh, four.
Four for me.
Didn't? Oh, you graduated a bit later than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be paying off my hex debt for another 4 to 5 years. So I mean, like,
That's pretty quick though. 4 to
Huh?
5 years to pay it off.
No, another 4 to 5 years.
Isn't that pretty good?
I don't know.
I don't know what the average
I mean, like, you
is.
still got to pay it, you know, and like, you don't need to be fucking paying it if you don't need it.
Yeah, that reminds me because I did go to the Macquarie Uni alumni event, end of year event. This is my way to get back to them because they kind of messed up our society registration.
Yeah.
But you go in and you get free pizza and a drink coupon.
Yeah.
And I'm going there and people are asking me, what am I doing? And then it's all these like fresh grads, and they're like, "So you want to connect on LinkedIn?" Fuck. These guys are just trying to find a pathway into a job, man. It's the same thing that happened in Melbourne. This is just how I feel now. I feel like I'm just seen as an entry into the door.
Yeah. When
Feeling older.
yeah, it's changing life stage.
Why is it like this? Yeah, HC. I don't. Mark's a mark, man. A lot of other pathways. I mean, we covered this before in other episodes as well. Yeah, try and travel. Open your perspectives.
No, and also like you're never set in a career too. You know, you can graduate and be a nurse, but then you can also just pivot careers because even at this age, right? I still feel I'm young enough to change careers if I wanted to go into health or be wherever I want. You know, so
yeah, and even I feel like people are in a rush to get into something straight away because everyone else is going into something straight away.
Yeah, to put it in in perspective, all three of us got very different HSC marks, right?
probably.
So who's the dumbest here?
I'm not, doesn't matter, bro.
But like, you mean based off ATAR?
Off ATAR?
Based off ATAR, Tung would have the lowest.
It's the lowest.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like 43, bro.
Because, bro, Tung did the same course as me,
Yeah.
right? And he lives a life of a similar quality to me.
Exactly.
So it really doesn't matter.
Similar quality life?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, like, man, like, we've traveled, you've probably traveled, you've actually traveled more than I have, right? And,
Oh, yeah.
And we kind of, like, have almost the same friends. We have, like, a similar life experience.
Yep.
And we're making, like, relatively close to
Similar-ish
each other.
salaries.
And your
yeah.
marks in ATAR would have been 40 plus in difference, right? So
Did you get Nathan? Weren't you like 80s?
No, I got 93.
93? I
That's
feel fucking stupid.
so loud.
Yeah, he lets people know, hey, everyone, he's got a 93 ATAR. And everyone's going to be like, wow, this guy is smart.
The thing is, it didn't even get me into my course.
You didn't get it?
No, so I had to do a pathway in.
I thought you get 10 bonus points for being in a pover area.
Not me. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, you said you were like
The one
cut
school
off.
in the area that didn't get it.
So it's funny how you got lower ATAR than me, but you sat my...
Audience wants to
69.
chat.
Nice.
So Matt got 69.
70.
We're all comparing ATARs here.
Yeah, but me and like, see, like, we're all in the same place. Huh?
Tung cheated for me and he got a lower mark than me. That's just ironic as
I should have done his units.
Yeah.
He used all.
We're not comparing, we're just talking.
You want to compare something else? What should we compare? You want to come up to the mic?
Come do it for us.
No? Thanks for joining us on this very special episode. Thank you for Monday's Cafe and Trang for giving us this space
Yes.
to record in. We'll sign off for this year. Hopefully I'll finish editing this episode before the year ends. See you guys next year. If there's anything you do want us to talk about, send us a DM on Instagram or email, riceandmikespodcast@gmail.com. See you guys in next year.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.